This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome to another episode of the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast featuring local legends in the Fredericksburg area. Today we have a fantastic neighbor to introduce you to. Steve Buchanan is the co-founder and director of one of the top remodeling companies in the area, B&G Construction. Steve, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited for this interview. Before we get started, can you please share with the listeners a little bit about your business and what all you do?
Yeah, absolutely. We're a general contractor in the Northern Virginia area. We go all over Northern Virginia, down to Lake Anna, Fredericksburg, all over the area. We do remodeling, new construction, kitchens, bathrooms, basements, majority residential, but we do some commercial as well. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Awesome. I've seen some of your before and after photos, and you do gorgeous work. And every time I am on your Facebook page, I think of all the projects I need to do around my house because you do such a beautiful job.
We appreciate it. We got a good team.
Awesome. So tell me, how did you get into this?
So coming out of high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I went to community college to go to a 4-year degree school. And then I just got into commercial construction. I started off very cliche, like sweeping floors, very at the bottom, worked my way up over the years, going through school in the evenings and then working during the days, and got into a position where I was kind of getting into more of a management role in the construction industry. And I just enjoyed that level of the construction. I like working with the tools and all that stuff as well, but I really enjoyed the problem solving aspect of it, the pre-construction planning aspect, the managing the people, all that kind of stuff. And then at just a certain level, I just decided that I wanted to take my own leap. And with Anthony, my partner, he was doing kind of landscape construction at the same time I was doing commercial. So we just merged the two into a residential starting construction company. And in the early years, it was a lot of, just taking on any type of work that we could get. And that didn't really specialize because we didn't understand how business really worked at that level. And then until later on in years, we got some traction in the residential construction industry and kind of just started compounding from there.
Nice. So smart to kind of take each of your expertise and combine that into one company. So I love your backstory. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me, do you find that there's any, myths or misconceptions about your industry?
I do. I think that there's a lot of people just assume that general contracting is just outsourcing all the labor and the subcontracting, and the GC just gets to kind of sit back and take the credit for the projects at the finish line. But I think what a lot of people don't understand is how much planning goes into some of these larger projects, and just the cost of construction, the cost of that management planning in the beginning to do it the correct way. I think that that's a large misconception. And I think that some contractors, because it's the level of entry is not very difficult. I mean, anybody can really get some tools from Home Depot and start a construction company if they really want to. It's about getting to different levels of business. And I think that the misconception would be that if one bad contractor gives somebody a bad taste in their mouth, then they're all bad. And I just don't particularly agree with that for many reasons, obviously. So I would say that those are probably the two misconceptions.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, sometimes, one bad experience can ruin it for everyone. And there are good contractors out there.
Yeah.
So when you're not working hard on your projects, what are you doing for fun?
Yeah, so I have 3 great kids. I have a 5-year-old named Wilk. She's my oldest. And then I had twins, 2 years. They just turned 2 in March. So they take up a lot of our time. And my amazing wife, Chrissy, she stays home with them and is able to chase them around the house and kind of do the everyday mom type of stuff. And then I get to hang out with them on the evenings and the weekends as much as possible. And then I play golf and fish and do the outdoors as well. So those are the things that I enjoy doing.
You are very busy.
Yeah, it's a busy household for sure.
Yeah. I love it when they're little. So can you describe a challenge or a hurdle that you had to overcome and you can now say that you're better for it now that you're on the other side of it?
Sure. I think that, well, obviously the cliche answer is just the ebbs and flows of a business owner and everything that we have to kind of self-teach ourselves and along the way of trying to scale something to doing something great. But I'd say more specifically, it's probably just some of the projects that we've maybe taken on the chin a little bit on or made some mistakes that they weren't as profitable as they should have been, or hard lessons that we just had to pretty much learn through the process of growing a construction company and when to spend money in certain areas, when to spend more time in certain areas, when we do have a problem with a project that's going on, how to make sure that there's a system put in place after that problem happened and it never happens again, or it's easy to manage the next time. Those are all the lessons and things that we reflect back on as a company in weekly meetings, monthly meetings, quarterly meetings, year-end meetings, and just try to balance those type of moments when they do happen to be strengths for us in the future, really.
Mm-hmm. You get better every single day.
We try to. I mean, that's always the goal. It's not it's easier said than done. That's for sure.
Right. So what do you want the listeners to know about B&G Construction?
That's a good question. I would say that I would want them to know that when they consider us, the owners are still very much involved in the projects and the sales and the construction projects, even in the senior project management of their projects, and that we really do care. And we really are trying to do something great in the community, not just to have a good construction company, but we want to be a part for real estate. We want to be people that people can come to that have questions about construction that may want to try out this field. Just general knowledge to people that are considering doing this as a career or considering doing a project that may not be ready for that project yet. I'm always open to talking to people, whoever that person might be. My phone number is pretty easy to find. It's on Google. So anybody that wants to reach out and talk to me about anything in our industry or any way we can help, I really, I'm open to that.
That's awesome. What is your website? What's the better, or is the website the best place for people to find you if they want to connect?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd go through, we have an online forum that they can go to. It's www.bgconstructionllc.com. Or they can call our office phone number, which is 571-292-1800. We have an amazing team that will get in touch with them and then delegate those leads to whoever they need to go to, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome. Steve, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast and for sharing B&G Construction with us.
Absolutely. And thank you for everything you've been doing for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com. That's fxbgneighborspodcast.com or call 540-534-4618.